Alright, what's going on, E-World? We back with part 4. I know part 3 was a little boring, but hey, they told me they wanted to see everything, which is why I didn't even skip no steps. I was going to put the covers and everything back on the hub. I ain't do none of that. I said I ain't going to skip nothing. I'm going to show every damn thing. But as you can see, we got Frank out here. Brought Frank out because I might go for a ride later on. I gotta mix some pleasure along with this business stuff, because hey, that's what it's all about. But anyway, Frank over there looking hardcore in his MIB stance. You know, I don't know about them all black tires, because Frank had those little white walls. Well, not white walls. He had the little reflective lines going around. And the little reflective lines gave it a little bit of class. Now he just looks like straight gangster. I don't know. Who knows? Either I'm going to leave him straight gangster, or maybe I'll get him some white walls and make him real classy, like a Duesenberg or something. But anyway, alright, let's get back to this. You know what? I ain't even bring the damn cover out here, so I'm gonna have to go back in there and get that. Stand by. Alright, so we got the plate. I bought these little phase wires back out here so y'all could really see just how small these damn things were, and just what we accomplished by doing that little phase wire upgrade. You can't even see how thin the wire is in there, but you can see how thin it is with the shield on. Imagine what that center conductor looks like. So if you don't think our phase wire upgrade was significant, you need to think again. Now, that's not the case with all of the motors you buy. Some of them come with big heavy duty wires, as they should. But that is the reason why we needed to upgrade these. Anyway, let me go ahead and stick. Oh, wait a minute. Let me stick that back through there first. And then stick our big old monster cable back through there. But I'm not going to put it all the way down first, because there's one more thing I'm going to do also on this. I'm going to put another zip tie on one spot. Hopefully I got some more zip ties, because this is the last one in this pack right here. But let me set this up here so you can see. Alright, we're going to put a zip tie right around the wires right here. And the only thing that's going to do is take a little pressure off of these wires. Even though we got a zip tie right there holding it to the stator. But I'm going to put another zip tie, focus, on these wires right here, so they won't pull through. Now I'm going to pull our wires down as far as I can, because I want to put this zip. Well, you know what? I'm not going to even do that yet, because before I do that, glad I didn't pull that up. Before I do that, I want to put some of this glue in there. You can use silicone to put in this hole, and really all you're doing is weatherproofing it. That's the only purpose of the silicone, glue, whatever you're going to put in there, to keep water from running down the wire, down inside of this hub. And I mean, you're not going to always prevent that from happening. That's going to happen. First I'm going to do is put some of this underneath of the wires, and then I'm going to put some on top. I'm going to try to fill that hole up best I can. Hot glue works pretty good on stuff like this. So basically that's all we're doing right there with that hot glue. And we're gonna wait on that to dry a little bit. But listen, let me tell you guys something, because I know you guys don't see it, but I feel like there's always somebody that wants to attack me in the comment section. You know, it's always somebody that wants to feel like they're going to bring you down a few pegs. And let me just put a stop to that. Man, let me tell you, trolls, you would be trolls out there. There's nothing that you can say that ever make me feel bad. Understand that? You know, I don't claim to be know-it-all of everything. And in fact, people that's been watching my channel know I've only been working on e-bikes for, April? Since about December, January, February, March. I ain't even gonna count December because it was late in December. So I'm gonna say January, February, March, April. 4 months. My e-bike knowledge only goes back 4 months. Well, let's just say what do you call it? Shoot. God damn, don't get old. My experience. My e-bike experience only goes back 4 months. That's how long I've been working on e-bikes. Now, my electrical DIY experience goes back years. Years. I'm 50 years old. And honestly, I've been DIYing. You might think I'm lying, but I've been trying to DIY stuff since I was about 8 years old. I was one of those kids that took stuff apart, and back then I couldn't always put it back together. But yeah, I used to take everything apart, get in trouble, took the VCRs and all that kind of stuff apart when I was a kid, took the magnets and all that stuff out. Got in trouble plenty of times because a whole lot of that stuff I took apart and couldn't put back together. But it wasn't long before I was able to put stuff back together. We're going to put some glue in this part now. Look at it. So I'm filling up that hole with some hot glue, as you can see. And once I filled up that hole, I'm going to put it all around. All around there. I hear my video playing in the house and it's very loud. I'm gonna have to go in there and turn that down. But anyway, yeah, I've been DIYing since I was a kid, man. And basically, for one, that was something I've always been interested in, is trying to fix stuff and take stuff apart and figure out how it works. You know, it's like one of them things you just, came naturally. And eventually I got good at it, and I could take stuff apart and fix it. All right, now that being said, also, I was the child of a single parent, and that was my mom. And my grandparents, they had moved me out into the county, try to get me a better education, because the city schools were terrible, but the county schools were better. But also, when they moved me out to the county, those kids out there, they had it a lot better. They had 2 parents, working class families, and got them a whole lot of stuff. And my grandparents, they tried to do the same for me, provide me with stuff the rest of the kids had, like RC cars and all that kind of stuff. The only thing is, like I said, my grandfather worked. So while everybody else had dads that could put their RC cars together, and in fact that's not true, because all the dads couldn't put RC cars together. In fact, there was just one dad, David's father. This kid named David's father, he was the electronic dad, and he was putting all the kids' RC cars together except for mine. And that was because I put my own together. I was about 11 or 12, and while they was getting Mr. Dave, Dave's father, his name was Dave too, while they was getting Mr. Dave to put their RC cars together, I put my own RC car together. And in fact, when I got it, I did it in one night. I was 11 years old, and I put my RC car together in one night. And back then, you had to put them together from scratch. I mean, you had to put the motors together, the gears, all of that, man. It was work. But, yeah, I did that. Oh, yeah, I remember this now. I had to take that glue back off of there, because this was hard to get this on. Hold on, stand by. I gotta go get some. Alright, fellas. So, man, yeah, to get this cover back on and slide it over top of these cables, I had to take that glue, remove that glue that I put down in there, and the tape that I had on these wires off, because there's no way you could slide this cover on with that glue in there and the tape on there. So I forgot about that. But like I said, it's the only second time I'm actually doing this job. But as I was trying to discuss, as far as and that's exactly what I'm saying, I don't have a lot of e-bike experience. However, DIY, electrical, just repairing stuff in general, I have years and years of knowledge of that. So, you know, this e-bike stuff really is kind of elementary, you know, for somebody that was in that field. I'm not trying to discredit any of you guys at all. I'm just saying I relate this very closely to everything that I've been doing for all these years. And even though it hasn't been electric bike related, it's all the same to me. Honestly, it really is. Oh man, you know what? I still shouldn't even put that tape on there. That's okay. I ain't even worry about that spring. But I'm going to go ahead and put some more tape back down at the bottom part of these wires, because we're going to put some glue in there and tape it up. It'll be good. But anyway, I say that to say that, yeah, I'm not going to know everything as far as bikes are concerned. You know, bikes themselves. I'm sure there are plenty other bike mechanics or e-bike mechanics out there with a whole lot more experience than me, you know. But one thing for certain is I'm a fast learner, and I'll take a challenge anytime. And like that, and this stuff, like I said, it really ain't that hard. And I'm not only a fast learner, I do my research methodically. You know, when I'm into something, and like I said, I'm really loving these e-bikes. When I'm into something, I mean I'm into it. I mean I go deep. I'm pretty sure for just the 4 months that I've been in the e-bikes, I guarantee you, I have researched and done a whole lot more homework than a lot of you guys that's been doing this stuff for years, to be honest. But that's just how I do. Now, like I said, I got 4 months experience with e-bikes. And I told you guys, some of you guys, I said, man, by the time summertime gets here, I'm going to be a full-fledged e-bike tech. 100% badass to the bone. But that's just because I had a kickstart from other stuff that I've done in my life. So, I mean, don't take it as, I don't have experience just because I just started e-bikes 4 months ago. I mean, I worked on everything. I DIY'd everything. For those that don't know, like I said, my last job, I was supervisor of slot performance at Horseshoe Casino, and worked on those damn one-armed bandits to take everybody's money. I wasn't too happy with that job. I didn't like doing it, so it was just a job to me. But yeah, I really wasn't feeling it at all. So there's a difference when you enjoy doing something and when it's just a job. This right here, I enjoy. So that means I'm going to excel 100 times faster than I would even doing the slot machines. And I even excelled at that, to be honest, even though I didn't like it. My first year, I became lead technician. My second year, I was a supervisor. And in my 5th year, I ended up leaving because those sucker manager they hired really didn't know a damn thing. And he was scared I was going to take his job. So he started manifesting a bunch of bullshit against me, thinking I was going to knock him out of his job. And the worst part about it is, after he caused all that grief, he left. So anyway, ain't no big thing. But like I said, I DIY everything. Cars, houses. I even DIY people, man. My grandmother, who just passed away in January, she had cancer, and she told me that she did not want to go in any hospital, and she didn't want to die in any hospital. She wanted to be home. And I promised her that's exactly where she would be, and that's where she died, at home. And while I've seen other people that had to get hospice to come in and take care of their family members, I took care of my grandmother all the way up to the end. Didn't need hospice at all. They bought some supplies, because of course I needed supplies like oxygen machines and the beds, automatic beds and all that. They bought that stuff, but they didn't have to leave no nurse there. I took care of my grandmother until her dying day. Medicated her, did everything. Everything. And that's because when she got sick, I researched cancer and learned everything I needed to know about that to make sure I was able to keep her comfortable. She was stage 4, so it wasn't nothing that could be done. And she didn't want to do no chemo or none of that radiation mess. And I'm glad she didn't either, because that seems to just wipe them out quicker, especially if you're old. I mean, the only way you can actually deal with that radiation and chemo stuff is if you're a young person and you got a lot of weight on you. if you're an older person and you're real small and fragile, man, that chemo radiation stuff will wipe you out quicker than the cancer will, to be honest. But yeah, so I DIY everything. It's not a game. All right, like I said, you got to put this liner back on. And this is the liner that came off the Super73 rim, and that's a 5-inch rim. So I had to cut the width of this liner. It was way too wide and fat, so I had to cut that. All right. Now I already tried to wrap this around there, and it didn't quite reach. So what I'm gonna do is, where'd I put my tape at? I know I brought some tape out here. There it is. I'm blind. But anyway, fellas, I'm just running my mouth while I'm doing this. And to talk about, but like I say, the basis to my conversation, because I keep going off on other stuff. That's what I do. Can't stay focused on one topic. When I get to talking, I veer off on other stuff. But yeah, I say that to say that I know there's going to be some experts coming for me in the comment section, because they always do. The experts always come. And I don't claim to be an expert, not yet, but I guarantee you I will get there. Ain't no doubt about that. And you know, some guys don't like that, but hey, ain't my fault. But yeah, I move fast. I'm a quick study. And that I don't deny. Okay, so we got a liner in there. All right, like I say, the next thing we're gonna put the tire on. Yeah, I guess I gotta go through all that. Hold on, stand by. Tire's over there. I'm gonna get the tire. I'm gonna let all the air out. You don't need to see me letting the air out the tire. I'm gonna let all the air out. All right, I got the tire. Let the air out. I couldn't find. I got them little plastic things, that levers that you take the tire off with. I have those. Wait a minute. But I ain't got time to look for them right now, so I'm going old school butter knife. Old school butter knife. Might have to let some more air out there in the tube. Maybe not. Okay, and the tube is out. Get this tire off. Tire's off. I told people it don't take long to change these tires. They thought I was bullshitting. Okay, I gotta cut a hole for the valve stem. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna use these scissors right here. Because alright, let's go ahead and put this rim back on one side of this tire. Alright, here we go. Let's put the inner tube back in. Let's let some air out of this thing. Still got a lot of air in it. Hope y'all can see. We'll need a little bit more than that out of there. Hope y'all know how to change the tire, but if you don't, first thing we're gonna do is get the valve stem through that hole I just made, and that's gonna be tough because that hole is not actually perfect. It's gonna be a little tight, I'm sure. But we like tight holes. But we don't like everything tight. But that wasn't too bad. Okay. Send the tube back in there. Bang, 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 bang. Alright. Mount it back on. And just that easy, we got the rim, we got the tire and the inner tube on. Let me get the air pump. Stand by. Okay. Back with the air pump. Sit my ass down. My damn leg is hurting. Man, y'all just don't know how fast I normally work. And I'll tell you, this bike would have been done yesterday if I didn't have to record this stuff. And that ain't no lie. And it definitely would have been done yesterday if it was my bike, my first bike, and I wanted to ride it. See? If I wanted to ride it, it was my first bike, I wouldn't have stopped until it was done. But that's not the case here. I got Frank over there, ready to roll. Look at Frank's heartbeat. Frank is alive. Frank is alive, y'all. His heart stay beating. Frank is immortal. Okay, I don't know how much air is in there. Whatever it is, it's enough for right now. We ain't riding. We just get ready. Mount this tire. Now, let's see what I do with my my new little dropout that I just did all that work on. Alright, stand by while I locate that. Damn it. Alright, I'm back. I forgot I had put the damn thing in the house. I was talking about this plate we cut. Because I had took a break after that. And, one other thing we got to do real quick. Y'all moving too fast around here, y'all. We got to take this brake rotor off. Put this brake rotor on the new wheel. Oh, don't you do it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Hold on. Okay, so of course those brake rotor screws stripped on there, but just so happens I just brought new rotors for Frank, and I only put one on the back, on the front, so I got a brand new one. I'm just going to donate to the cause because I don't feel like fighting with no stripped screws right now. So we will donate and we will give Frank another new rotor at a later date. I'm just going to put a couple screws in here anyway, just so we can get this thing lined up. Get it going back on. Because before we get to the controller wiring, we're probably going to have to line everything up as far as the dropout. What I was telling you guys, you can use spacers and everything to line everything up. And one of the things you got to line up is the brake rotor, because the brake rotor may not always line up, especially if you're using a different size. Sup73 calls for a 195 dropout. This is a 170 dropout, same thing that I used on Frank, and Frank needed a 195 dropout as well. But this kit didn't come with a 195 dropout. So like I said, if you're a real DIY, a real modder, you don't need stuff to fit right up. You gonna make stuff work. That's a real DIY person. You don't, everything ain't plug and play. It ain't plug and play, you make it plug and play. So, no, this wasn't plug and play. Okay. All right. Let's get it on. There we go. Just like I said, that side didn't need any opening. It dropped right down in there. And wait a minute. Gotta move those wires out the way. In fact, let me let's see. Which way should I make them go? We can move those later. Let's just get let's just get that in there for now. Okay. Yeah, we'll adjust all that later. Anyway, it got dark outside on me, so I just went ahead. I thought I recorded the last little part, getting the wheel on there, but we got the wheel mounted up, the rotor on there, and everything. So that's it for today, fellas. Tomorrow we come back, and or maybe later on tonight. I don't know. Who knows? Depending on how I feel. I'm trying to go for a ride on Frank, and it's 9 o'clock. So yeah, I might do a late night ride on Frank. But that's it for today. We got the wheel mounted up. We got the phase wires in there, sealed up, mounted up. And tomorrow we will work on the controller.